Hello everyone, this is Annie from Life's Classroom, now known as Eagle Eyes. I apologize that if you tune into this video for changing the channel's name, but I had to after I did some difficult research finding out that the name of my channel falls in the category with a couple of other channels which was hard to find and had nothing really to do with my channel and classroom um, situations that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about, but I guess the theme is similar and the name is similar, but their focus is very different for what I'm talking about. I don't want to spend too much time on that, but the point is I'm not really getting any views and no one really knows about my channel, so I realized that I can't just do exactly the same thing and expect to get a different result, so I decided to change the name of my channel. I don't know how big of an impact that's going to be, but in a couple of months I may change just to the name Annie from Eagle Eyes. I may just leave it at just Annie and decide that I need to maybe focus on the theme of my videos and other things I'm still learning. So forgive me and you know bear with me. I'm learning. I'm technically challenged and I'm learning still this MacBook that I'm using. I'm learning social media. I was never really a social media person. Just this year, a couple of months ago, actually just August, I started a Facebook account, a Twitter account. I just signed on to Pinterest, and so I'm not really a social media person, but I wanted to create a YouTube channel to share my experiences, to share my ideas, to share my passion, my experiences. And I really just wanted to share what I've learned, difficult things that were very difficult times in my life. And it helped me really to learn a lot. And I thought that anyone who has ever gone through anything like I have could probably, use some of the experiences and lessons and whatever it is that could be helpful to someone else. I believe that because we're all human beings and I think that we all learn from each other. And sometimes it's better to learn from someone else than to just, making the same mistakes over and over again or try to avoid and use wisdom in someone else's experience. Anyway, today, which is in connection to my message to you today. Today, my message is simply to you, anyone tuning in or listening, is that to embrace and smile at your challenges and your challengers. If you can't smile, at least embrace and remember that this, if you can, because it's very difficult. To embrace challenges and challengers at the very moment because our brain is it can be very fragile, but it can be very smart and at the same time try to protect you. But so sometimes when we're facing the challenger or the challenges at the moment, you don't think, okay, let me smile, let me embrace this challenge or this challenge, or this challenger or this challenging moment. Because your brain just wants to survive and it's just going to go into survival mode and shrink and do the first thing that comes to it. But I'm saying this is like practicing faith every single day because faith is not something that just comes about and it's very difficult to maintain 100%. So this is like keeping faith. So it needs to be practiced all the time. Challenges and challengers and adversities. You need to just, and the more you practice it, the more your brain, every cell in your body will remember this is a challenge, this is my challenger, this is a challenging moment. Let me remember to smile and embrace it because it's only going to help me to grow my mental, emotional, and spiritual muscle. So think of it as a faithful moment that you need to grow in your faith and in your belief. And so try to make the connection into embracing your challenge or your challenger at the moment and say, this too shall pass, and this is just a moment. Let me try to, instead of react respond in a more intelligent and wise way. And so intelligence and wisdom, grows in time, and experiences teach us that to do things differently, more intellectually, and you get a better outcome in the bigger scheme of life. You get a better outcome, and things start to look brighter and better. So let me just take a minute here and make sure that I'm not just rambling on. So, based on my own personal experiences, and it's been a very difficult thing for me to learn, and I can tell you that I tell myself this all the time, but yet when I'm faced with the challenger or the challenging moment, my brain just goes, it shrinks, and it starts to just go into survival mode, and whatever emotion comes out at the moment. But and even if your brain shrinks and you don't remember to smile and embrace the challenging moment or the challenging person, okay, then you're a human being, just, okay, then you responded, you reacted, okay, let yourself feel it, go through it. And even if you have to cry, that's another thing I want to say is that if you have to cry every single day, until you get it that I need to respond and not react, until you get the wisdom and the intelligence of smiling and embracing the moment and not reacting, cry it out, because I want to let you know that research has shown and proven that crying is healing for both the brain, the heart, and the body in general. It's healing to the mind. Put it this way, crying is healing for both your mind and your body. So whatever emotional suppressions you've had, let's say if you've had something just happened just today or yesterday or 10 years ago, it doesn't matter. I'm not saying that you should dwell on things over and over again, on people who hurt you or situations that were very difficult and hurtful. But what I'm saying is, if you do remember something, or there's a triggered memory, but you're not dwelling on it because you know better, but if there's a triggered memory from a person or a situation, or something just happens to you again, or someone that you can't avoid, let's say you work with this person, or it's a family member, or if it's a friend, and you can't really avoid them, but you kind of fall into situations and you're trying to deal with it the best. And even if you haven't mastered this technique of smiling and embracing the moment and saying, this too shall pass, and this is just an opportunity for me to grow mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And you have to cry, just cry it out. Cry it out, because it's healthy and healing for your mind and your body. So without rambling any further, because I don't like rambling and I hate rambling. I really just want to get to the point. And so that's my point to you today, is just to smile and embrace anyone that's challenging in your life, whether they're uh, currently or permanently in your life, or just a random stranger or a random situation. Um, just remember the technique and try it the best you can. Smile and embrace, or cry it out. Either way, it's all healthy techniques, but at least you have some kind of technique, and not just suppressing or dwelling. Don't suppress. Better to cry it out than to suppress. Don't suppress, because if it's just today, yesterday, or 10 years, 20 years, 5 years, 30 years, it's still bad. So even if you remember, or someone or something triggers a memory, Don't suppress it. Feel whatever it is you're feeling. If you have to cry, cry it. Feel it, learn from it, and say, you know what? And as a matter of fact, smile about it and say, I don't have to react. I can respond with intelligence. I can respond by thinking positive thoughts, thoughts of strength, happy thoughts. I can reframe the situation. I can change the way I look at this person and the way I look at this situation with intelligence and wisdom. I can look at this person and this situation in a different perspective, with wisdom and with intelligence for exactly who this person is and who exactly for what that situation was. And know that that wasn't just about me, but that had to do a lot with something about that person or that situation that had nothing to do with me. And I know you may have heard this before many times, but a lot of times when people are filled with anger and hurtful words or actions, it is something that is disturbing within their mind and their hearts. Some kind of disturbance that has been going on for years within them. So just remember, when people are filled with anger and throwing it out, and it has nothing to do with you, remember that you can reframe the way you look at that situation or the way you look at that person that was trying to hurt you, whether it's a psychological pain, whether it's an emotional pain or physical, mental, emotional, or physical. If someone was trying to hurt you, whether it's mentally, emotionally, or physically, and the person is just filled with a lot of anger, a lot of resentment, a lot of bitterness, um, there is something that's lacking. There's something that is filled with pain and hurt and disappointment, and that person has a lot of pain and disappointment. And so you can reframe the way you see that situation and see that person, and know that a lot of anger and resentment and negativity from people are usually because they have a lot of pain and resentment. And many times it's not really about you, but you somehow triggered some anger, pain, or resentment in that person. I hope this helps you. And if this message at all has been helpful to you, or you think it could be helpful to anyone else, please like this video, share it, and subscribe to my channel. And leave any comments. Anything would be appreciated. I would like to have a healthy dialogue with anyone that appreciates my channel, my messages, and is listening, so we can have a healthy conversation, and I can do more videos relating to issues that are important to you, anyone who's listening and interested and appreciates my channel, and we can have a healthy conversation of what's important to us um, as people, just trying to thrive and succeed in in this this society. You know, as long as we're living, we all can use help from each other. Thanks again. This is Annie, formerly Life's Classroom, now Eagle Eyes. Thanks a lot again. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks again. May you have a blessed day, week, until we meet again.